you going on these ICE raids? I don't understand that. You're a guy who we know for so many years who has been working to put families together, to bring families who are apart and heal them. And now you're going on raids with people who are literally separating families. Explain that to me.
Now that's bullshit.
That's not bullshit. They're not separating families?
No. Look.
So Dr. Phil, who is known for his show, The Dr. Phil Show, which he's a clinical psychologist who was discovered by Oprah Winfrey, has families on and they talk about their issues. And it's like, honestly, I think it's kind of like odd. Like, you know, like, why would you put your family's dirty laundry out there like that? Like, I understand people go to psychologists and like family therapy behind closed doors, but to do it as a TV show, I've always had a weird thing with that. I mean, like, it's fascinating to see because we get viral clips like, you know, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Catch me outside, how about that?
But Dr. Phil, who ended up endorsing Donald Trump because Kamala Harris didn't call him back, is now saying that he is not qualified to speak about politics despite tagging along to multiple ICE raids and filming it, even one where he was recognized by one of the men that they caught. Watch this clip.
You Dr. Phil. You look like Dr. Phil.
Yeah? How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, you know, on TV.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Daily Beast reported this story today, or they published it today. It includes reporting from the New York Times. So Bill Maher, Dr. Phil, has admitted he may not be the best suited to talk about politics despite his recent work alongside President Donald Trump. Best known for his eponymous talk show spanning two decades, the clinical psychologist can now be seen filmed alongside ICE on raids across the country or alongside Trump at press events. However, Dr. Phil skirted around the topic of his newfound political presence and admitted that political issues aren't his forte in a new interview with the New York Times. I don't think I'm qualified to talk about politics, he declared. Later, he doubled down saying, I don't know, you're making my point, to the interview during a discussion about legislation. So the interview was asking him about legislation and stuff. And he's like, I don't know. The talk show host recently created his own anti-woke network, Merit Street Media. But here's the kicker. It filed for bankruptcy in July only after 15 months after it was launched, with its mission statement to fight for America and its families, which are under a cultural woke assault as never before. It's an invasion, honey. It's an invasion. There he is with Donald Trump. Despite the hardship, Dr. Phil is sticking to his aims and was spotted with a camera crew in Los Angeles in June, accompanying U.S. Border Czar Tom Hoffman alongside joining ICE agents in Chicago. Speaking to the Times about his new ICE connection, he explained that he got access by assuring the agents that his goal was to tell your story and have your back. He also said of the joy he gets from his work. I don't have to be doing this at all. It's not a got-to job, it's a get-to job. Oh, wow. Wow. Just a couple of days before the interview was released, however, he seemed far less relaxed when asked a question about his ICE raid involvement during an appearance on The Real Time with Bill Maher. Maher shared his confusion about the project, outlining, and this is a really good point that Bill makes, you're a guy who for so many years, okay, has been working to put families together, to bring families who are apart and to heal them, okay? And now you're going on raids with people who are literally separating families. Explain that. Now that's bullshit, Dr. Phil clapped back. He then likened raids to police arrests and reasoned if you arrest somebody that's a citizen that has committed a crime or is DUI with the child in the backseat, you don't think they don't separate families right then and there? Here's the thing about that whole argument. So I had said this before. The Trump administration said that they're only going to be going after criminals, right? Violent criminals, okay? But they said they were going to go after criminals. I said, what is their definition of criminal? Okay? Because people thought that if you had crossed the border illegally, although you crossed the border illegally 25, 30 years ago, and you are working and you're paying taxes and doing all of this stuff and you haven't had any run-ins with the law, you should be, leave that person alone. It's not worth, like, that person hasn't caused problems for almost 30 years that they've been here. Leave that person alone. However, Caroline Levitt said this, and I'm going to keep playing this clip. Run this clip.
If you are an individual, a foreign national who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore, you are subject to deportation.
Yeah, we should have asked what their definition of criminal was. So now Dr. Phil is the latest in a bunch of MAGA voices who said, oh, I don't know about this. Actually, I'm way in over my head. Like, this is beyond my depth. Okay. But you should have done all that research before you went in and endorsed this man. And you're going on these ICE raids. Come on now. It's the same thing with MAGA Barbie, Kristi Noem. Like, the filming, the photographing, the posting, the ASMR videos on the White House official, like, it's just so disgusting. And when you're saying that, oh, likening a DUI arrest with a child in the backseat is very different. Is very different. I mean, like, there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are driving under the influence with a child in the backseat, you are intentionally putting that child's life in danger. However, if you fled on barefoot across the border with your child on your back and is now working in a production field or a production factory, right? Trying to put food on the table, trying to make sure your kid has access to health care, can get medicine they need for whatever they need, and is able to go to school, and you are keeping your head down and you are working and you're not bothering anyone, and you're just like, I just want to make sure my child is safe. That is very different, Phil, Mr. McGraw, Dr. Phil, than somebody driving under the influence with a child in the backseat. That is the most disgusting analogy I have heard. That is the most dumb way to try to rationalize going to these ICE raids and filming and documenting them. And then you're surprised when somebody recognizes you, like, hey, you Dr. Phil, what are you doing here? Right? I don't know, but Dr. Phil is one of the latest. He is one of the latest in realizing that maybe what he signed up for was not all it was made out to be. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe before you take off. Yeah. These videos just keep coming. These videos just keep coming. And, you know, the fact that he's now saying, oh, I'm not qualified to talk about politics. I don't know anything about legislation and all that kind of stuff. But you launched a whole media company to fight back against wokeism? Seriously? An anti-woke media company? But you don't know nothing, but you're not qualified to talk about politics? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.